Hi, I'm Cedar with FreedomVoice Customer Care. I'm going to take you on a little tour of the FreedomVoice mobile application and show you some of its features and how to set it up. The first thing you're going to need to do is log in with your WebLink username and password. If you manage multiple accounts with one WebLink login, don't worry. Once you log in on this screen, you'll be presented with a list of FreedomVoice system numbers that you can choose from. The first time you log into the application from an iOS device, you're going to be asked to enter the 10-digit phone number of the mobile device you're logging in from. This is not your FreedomVoice number, but the actual mobile device phone number. We need this so that we can actually connect the calls from the mobile device through our system and present your outbound caller ID differently. On Android, we can detect this automatically, but on iOS, we just need you to enter it the first time. Go ahead and put this in here and hit the little right arrow. And then we're going to present you with a reminder. Since all the phone calls are actually going to go out over your mobile device's cell network, we don't actually provide the 911 services. Those are still handled by your cell carrier. So we just need to have you acknowledge that. And then you're going to see the actual dial pad of the FreedomVoice application. From here, you could dial a phone number and place a call. And the advantage of using this over your phone's normal dialer is you would get to show your FreedomVoice system phone number as the outbound caller ID. So if you want to change which of your FreedomVoice system numbers you would show as your outbound caller ID, just tap on the phone number at the top where it says show as caller ID. And you'll get a little list of all the phone numbers on your FreedomVoice system to choose from. So here I'd like to show my 844 number. I'll choose that. Now when I place a call, the person receiving that call is going to see that the call is coming from this 844 number. The next thing that we'll take a look at is the messages. So this is an easy way to check your voicemail and fax messages directly from the FreedomVoice mobile application. So we'll tap on messages. And since I logged in as an administrator, I now see a list of all the mailboxes on my FreedomVoice system. If you log in as a mailbox user, you're only going to see the single mailbox that you have access to. And then you'll see to the right of each of the mailboxes that have unread messages, a little number indicating how many unread messages there are. So if we go to the first one, 800, we can see we have one in the new folder. Tap on that, and we can see this is actually a fax message that's one page. So if we tap that, we can view the fax. Zoom in, read it, and we can go back. And if we wanted to, we could delete it. And by going back to the extension list, we can look at our other messages. If we go to an extension like 801 that has voicemails, we can tap on those and listen to them directly in the app or on the earpiece. And we can delete them or call back directly from the FreedomVoice mobile app. Again, showing the outbound caller ID of our FreedomVoice system if we do so. Now if we go to the Contacts tab, we'll see a list of all of the contacts in our mobile device, and by tapping on any of them, we can place an outbound call directly to them. When the outbound call is placed, don't worry. You're going to see a 760 number. That's not the number of the person you're calling. That's actually a FreedomVoice system number that we call our switchboard that allows you to connect with our system so we can present the call with your outbound caller ID of your FreedomVoice system. One of the cool features of this is if you wanted to make a three-way call, you could actually go back to the FreedomVoice app while that call is connected, place another call, and now that those two calls are both, as soon as both calls are in process, you can click Merge Calls, and now you've got a conference call. Now, one thing that you will notice if you go to your actual phone, any of the recent calls you've made are going to show the FreedomVoice switchboard number as opposed to the number that you actually dialed. and that's because all the calls are going to route through that switchboard. To see the phone calls that you place through the application, you can click on Recents inside the application, and you can see a list of the calls that were placed in the application. Again, from the keypad, you can dial any number that you like and show that outbound caller ID. And if you have multiple FreedomVoice systems you'd like to manage, you can always tap this icon in the top right corner to log out. It'll clear your recent list, and then you can log into a different FreedomVoice system. So that's it. That's how easy it is to use the FreedomVoice mobile application. As always, the FreedomVoice customer care team is here to help if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you.